Welcome back. Amidst the ongoing debate around madrasas across the country, a development has taken place in Assam. In Assam, the madrasas, some of them are on the radar of state authorities. Recently, it was the villagers, the locals, took upon themselves to bulldoze a madrasa in Gopalpara. So they demolished a private madrasa that had allegedly employed two suspected Bangladeshi nationals linked to jihadi terror outfits. As the crackdown widens, Times Now spoke to Assam DGP over the same. Listen in.
It came to our notice during the last 1 year of our review and analysis that some of the madrasas have been used for the purpose of indoctrination and radicalization of the local populace. Basically, there was an attempt to create some kind of a sleeper Ansar cells in these areas for the organization called Ansarul Bangla Team, which is an offshoot organization for Al-Qaeda. In this connection, we have registered 7 criminal cases since February. One of the cases has already been transferred to the National Investigation Agency for further investigation, and they have submitted charge sheets. Rest of the cases are also being investigated by us and are in advanced stage of investigation. There are a couple of points that I want to bring to the notice of the viewers. One is that yesterday's incident in Gwalpara district of Assam was really very heartwarming for us, because it was for the first time in the recent past that we saw that locals came together and demolished a madrasa, Pakhi Chora Madrassa in Gwalpara district. Basically, they said that since this madrasa has been used by Bangladesh nationals for expanding the ideology of radicalization and fanaticism in that area, and for the purpose of creating a nucleus around which Ansars would be created, they demolished this madrasa. And this information came to us through the District Superintendent of Police of Gwalpara yesterday morning, after the madrasa had already been demolished. This indicates that the local people are not in favor of radicalization. They are absolutely not in favor of madrasas being used for the purpose of fanaticism or for inflaming the fires of radicalization in any of the area inhabited by Islamic population.
Okay. Now, this is the 4th madrasa that has been demolished in the last 1 month. At least 7 madrasa terror modules have been busted in Assam itself, if we just talk about the last 4 or 5 months. But since you're telling us about the evidence, what is the concrete evidence that exists and that you're banking on? Are these just reports by the local police officials? What is being told and alleged as we speak, the ground reports that you have that you're banking your investigation on?
There are a couple of things that we need to understand and appreciate. Number one is that in one of the cases which National Investigation Agency has investigated, charge sheet has been filed last week against 7 persons, which indicates that there was credible prosecutable evidence because of which the charge sheet has been filed. In addition to that, the cases which are being investigated by Assam Police, it has been observed that there are sufficient electronic footprints. There are recoveries from electronic equipments, and we have a lot of evidence, electronic evidence and otherwise, including documentary evidence, which would be presented to the court in due course. At this stage, I would only say that the evidence, prosecutable evidence, is sufficient, concrete, and indicative of the linkages of the arrested people with the Ansarul Bangla team and Al-Qaeda. And I am hopeful that with the kind of evidence that we have at hand, we should be in a position to get convictions in these cases.
Okay, sir, not wanting you to give a response to any sort of political reactions coming in, backlash coming in, but the Congress has shot a letter to the minority panel alleging that the demolition is illegal. In fact, charges by the opposition and some hardliner clerics is also that this is indicative of Islamophobia, that you first remove those houses and of a community, of a single community, and now you're bulldozing madrasas as well. How would you respond to that charge?
In this also, I would like to say that the madrasas have not been demolished because they were belonging to a particular religion. What happened was that when these cases were being investigated, our teams had gone there and they had found that in most of these madrasas, between 200 to 300 children are studying. As you are aware, Assam is in the zone 5 of seismic activity, and the initial assessment of the police teams was that these madrasas are not fit for young students. They may belong to any community to study there. The facilities that were there, the access to the emergency vehicles, etc., the foundation of the buildings, etc., prima facie did not appear to be strong enough. Subsequently, we informed the District Disaster Management Authority. District Disaster Management Authority put the Public Works Department Building Division onto the task. They made a structural analysis of these structures, and it was found that yes, they were unfit for such large number of students to congregate and be studying, and because of these structural reasons, the madrasas were demolished at the instructions of the District Disaster Management Authority.